1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Banjo Land, Mike Hedding here. Today we're going to be tackling the classic beginner song Boil Them Cabbage Down in the key of G. This is one of the first songs banjo players usually learn, this one in Cripple Creek, and it's a great one to have a bunch of variations on it so you're not stuck playing it the same way every time. We're going to break down 6 different ways to play the song using a combination of different rolls, hammer-ons, slides. We're going to look at ways to spice up a simple melody so you have multiple ways to play the same song. I'm going to break down the whole thing note for note and then show you a bunch of backup stuff you can do on this song. Alright, so here's a really beginner version to Boil Them Cabbage Down in the key of G. Alright, so let's just start by breaking down the single note melody and then we'll look at adding the roll. Starts with the second string twice. Then first fret second string twice. Then back to the second string. Then second fret third string. Back to the open second string. First fret second string again. And then the last time you just do one note on the open second string. And then second fret third string. And then open third string. So let's play the whole thing. That's the single note melody. One each. So that's the melody in its most basic form. So let's look at the first variation. So we're gonna play that melody using a forward roll. So it's not gonna be 100% note for note melody. We're gonna surround that melody with a roll. So we're gonna start with our thumb on the open second string. That's gonna be our first note. Then we're gonna go up to the fifth string and do a forward roll. So T-I-M with my right hand. And I'm gonna do strings 5, 2, 1. So T-I-M. I'm going to do that twice. So my thumb's going to start on the second string. It's going to be a quarter note. That's going to give me time to bring my thumb up to the fifth string and then do 5, 2, 1. So those are my strings. 5, 2, 1. Then my thumb would come back down and start it over. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So if you're doing it right, your thumb should always be coming down on beat 1. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. We're also using those two thumbs at the beginning to actually slow myself down and make sure I play that pause. Whereas if I did that with my index finger, you know, it's easy to let that thumb just play the next note immediately, where I need a pause at the beginning. The first beat's a quarter note. So that's an instance where I'm actually using my thumb twice in a row to actually help slow me down. So let's do that roll a bunch of times. That's the roll we're going to need for the first version. Do it as many times as you need to. You know, pause the video if you need to practice that a bunch of times. It's totally fine. So let's do it one more time. Here we go. Now we're going to put our C chord down. So I'm just going to use a 2-finger C. You could put all 3 down if you want, but I'm just going to do my first finger on the first fret of the second string, my third finger on the second fret of the first string. I'm going to do that exact same roll with my right hand. So my thumb's going to come down, hit the second string. Then I'm going to go up and do 5, 2, 1, 5, 2, 1. So let's play those first two measures together. So it's put your C down. Let's do that a few times. I'm just going to loop them. For measure 3, we're actually going to go back to that open G lick, so back to the second string. So that's the exact same as measure 1. And then we're going to put our second finger down on the second fret of the third string and play that same roll, the same right hand roll, just different strings. So this time I'm going to start with my thumb on the third string. Then I'm going to go up and do 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1. So same finger combination, T-I-M. Except I'm just playing different strings. I'm doing that twice, so it's the same pattern, just different strings. Just looping measure 4. Let's play 3 and 4 together. Here we go. Do that a couple more times. Now for measure 5, back to our opening melody line. This is the same as measures 1 and 2, so back to our open G. Now our C, same roll. Here's our ending lick. It's a quick G, D, G. So we're going to play half a measure on each. So we're going to do thumb on the second string, and then a little kind of partial roll, thumb middle, 5th string, 1st string. So there's still a pause on beat 1, so it's still 1, 2, and then for beat 3, we're going to put down the second fret of the 3rd string and do that same roll. So I did thumb and then thumb middle again. And then for the end, measure 9, we're going to do pinches. So I did 3rd string, pinch the outside strings. So I'm pinching them at the same time. That's a pinch. I'm playing 2 notes at once. And then 4th string with my thumb, and then pinch. And those pinches are going to be the indication that that's the end of the version. So anytime you see those pinches at the end of a line like that, that's the end of one of the solos. So let's play that ending. It's measures 8 and 9. Just looping it. So that's version 1. That's using a forward roll. So remember, we're not playing note for note. We're filling that melody up with the forward roll. It's also a good example of thumb leading. So in Scruggs style, they say the thumb is kind of the most dominant, so that's sometimes what you want to pick out with the melody. Our thumb is really accenting those melody notes. So that's why I'm choosing to bring my thumb down there. Same with the ending line. It's really heavy on your thumb, and that helps you accent the melody, especially when you're first starting. Alright, so that's version 1. Now let's look at playing that same melody line with a different roll. Alright, so let's look at variation 2. This time we're going to use what's called the Foggy Mountain roll, popular in the song Foggy Mountain Breakdown. And let's start by breaking down the roll we're going to use. So we're going to hit the index finger on the second string of our right hand. So our index finger of our right hand on the second string. And then our thumb is going to come down to the second string, and we're going to do thumb middle. And then we're going to go up to the 5th string and do 5, 2, 1, 5. So T-I-M-T there. and then it starts over. Your index starts it. And there's a pause on beat 1 again, a quarter note, and that gives you time for your thumb to come down. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Very common roll in bluegrass. You just have to make sure you start it with your index finger because that last note is your thumb. So you can't double thumb the beginning. You have to start it with your index, then your thumb comes down. So that's our roll we're going to use for this one. So that's starting at measure 9. So let's do it on the G chord. Now let's put our C down, same roll. Back to G, back to open. Now, same lick, except on a different string. So start it on the 3rd string this time. Put your 2nd fret down. So this time I did index on the 3rd string, and then thumb middle 3rd string, 1st string. So same finger combination, just different strings, and then 5, 3, 1, 5. Let's loop that one a bunch of times. I've just got the 2nd fret down. So let's play 9 through 12. One more time, a little faster. Now measure 13.